That's impressive,
This is so cool that I get to do this because mom got to give a speech at my 21st and now I get to give one at her 60th. I'm trying to think she did anything bad, but I don't think she did.
Payback time, payback time.
There's always a payback time. I need to remember this with my own daughter. First, I just want to say thank you to everybody for taking time out in this miserable weather to be here. And I know that every single one of you means so much to Mum. You are her dearest friends, and I know for many of you, you've walked an amazing road with my mum in times when we haven't been around as a family and all those things. I just want to say thank you. Just thanks to everybody. Whether it's just giving Mum a hug or encouraging her with words or scriptures or praying for her. I just really appreciate it. For me, when we weren't around, it was so good to know that there was other family loving on her. And I think it's so important that we actually have a bigger family. And so it's so lovely to have you here and to be part of Mom's 60 years. As you can see behind Mom, we've done a picture board of just different times of her life. So come and have a look. Interestingly enough, when we were researching and getting photos for this board, we found Mom to be in a similar position 40 years earlier. And it would appear that Mum likes to ride on broomsticks. So you can come and sign for it. Riding on a broom. She's getting my ticket.
Listen, you get the room.
Alternative means of transport.
Fuel efficient.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you, those of you, I'm going to give you some background on Mum. It's not going to be long, but just so you can get Mum in a nutshell. Sandy grew up in Durban North with her parents Desmond and Jean Edwards, and she's got two brothers, Roddy who lives in Australia and Kevin who lives in Port Alfred, and they couldn't be with us today. Mum was a bit of a flower child growing up, and she still is to today. If you've been to Alpha weekends, you'll often find her picking up shells on the beach. My daughter
And home group weekends.
Yeah, my daughter has exactly the same thing. She spent high school, she went to Virginia Primary School, and then went to Northern Girls High. Now, this you did not know. Mom used to spend most of her holidays riding motorbikes on her uncle's tobacco farm in Rhodesia.
That's
for you,
yes.
Wow.
Or down at a Farper Beach. Down at a Farper Beach in her granny's cottage, which brought her much joy and is still one of her fondest memories. 1, 2, 3. Mom entered work life as a secretary to the chief engineer of Durban Town Planning. And she didn't have just one boss, she had like 5. And she had them all in line. And my mom still holds a bit of an administrative role. Well, she still has this need. She's very good at organizing things. You see, she always gets people together. She's very good. Mom also had many admirers as a young woman. You couldn't resist that gorgeous smile, fun-loving personality, and gentle spirit.
Oh, thank you, Mother.
I think the thing that Mum has been best at is being a mum. She was always encouraging, and I speak on behalf of Jason. She was always encouraging and supportive to Jason and I, guiding us to explore our abilities and wise enough to know when we had had enough. She constantly made sacrifices for us, and I can remember Mum going without so many times just so that Jason and I could have. And then I saw it, but I didn't realize it. Now being a mum myself, I get it. I really get it. And Mum did it a lot. She always had great fashion advice. I think Mum wants to pull her hair out. And Natalie is just like my mom. Like if there are shoes, handbags, and glittery stuff, Natalie is all over. In fact, they were fighting over the nail polish. The glitter nail polish was it. I love it. And when we were younger, and she always spurred our imagination of stories of fairies that lived in the garden. I think she had Jason and I running around outside, like, looking for the fairies.
It's one way of doing it. Come for fairies, kids.
Yeah. And if she tells you that the grey hairs on her head are from Jason and I adventuring on motorbikes, it was only because she did it first. What you may not know about Mom is that she's actually an animal whisperer. She has the uncanny ability to calm both tame and wild animals alike. I can still remember we lived in Forest Hills and there was a baby monkey that had been run over. And so I was like, no, we have to pick this monkey up, not thinking clearly. And I had a blanket, and I put it over the monkey, and I wrapped it up so that its hands and its mouth were all sort of covered. And I just chucked it over to Mom in the passenger seat here. Mom, yeah, we'll take it to the SPCA. And then Mom was like, just talking to this, and she calmed this animal right down. And she's always had that ability. Like, she just, even, like, she just has this calming way about it. And Mom is a little bit risky in that I can still remember as a child, we always used to have puff adders coming up the gorge. And then Mom would be with a stick and a packet like, come dear. And this was like puff adder. And Mom's like, take it, sweetie, we'll take it. She maybe didn't know.
Sounds about right.
Anyway, she went to put it in the bush. Everything was fun. And she also has this calming and soothing effect on people, and this is what makes her. This is what makes you such a good listener and such a good friend, Mom. And Mom, you are a woman of outstanding godly character. I marvel at the intricate and beautiful qualities that make the princess you are. How blessed we are to have you as our mom. I hope to be just some of what you are as a mom one day. When I grow up, I want to be like you. Jason, I treasure and adore you, and stand in awe of the daughter of God Most High that you have become. You haven't always been the woman that you are now, and it has been such a privilege to stand and watch you totally blossom in God's glory. Just allowing the Holy Spirit to just wash over you and take everything that has come your way and magnify it so that His glory comes out of your life. And one day when I am 60, I want my children to say that about me. So thank you, Mom, for giving us part of you and for being part of our lives and letting us be part of me. That's it, yeah. Kev, do you want to say anything? I'm putting you on the spot, though.
No, well, you were going to do it.
Thank you, Margot.
I just want to thank everybody for being here for Sandy.
That's already been said.
From our behalf and from my behalf. And just making it an awesome time for her. And I also just want to thank her for being such a wonderful wife. And I'm just sorry it hasn't been a longer time in our lives, but
Working on it.
it's
Found her eventually.
Better late than never.
and I just want to also, while I've got the chance, just to thank Desmond for embracing me as much as they have, Mom. And it's just been awesome. I just want to thank everybody for being